TPE Network. Fun yet informative podcasts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mandalorian Fan Podcast. We are covering The Bad Batch, and it's brought to you by TPEnetwork.com. I'm Hank.
And I'm Alex.
And we're your hosts, covering every episode of this cool little animated series that we found, The Bad Batch. I love it. So let's jump right into it. And they had a hot start this week because the crew is under fire. You're kind of playing catch up, trying to figure out what exactly is going on. And when that little lizard got out and it went to Wrecker's face, I was thinking face hugger-ish, maybe, but not at all. It was just a cute little lizard.
Well, that's funny that you mention it because later on in the episode, when they're in that Star Destroyer, it reminded me a lot of the first Alien movie. So there's, a couple things in this episode that are kind of alien-ish.
I only watch those during the daytime. I don't watch those late at night.
I gotta watch them at night. It's like, bring it on.
All that slimy stuff. I'm like, oh.
I'm the crazy one that chased ghosts. I'll like run right at them. So it's I'm fearless.
Hey, Ghost, go tell somebody, what was that dude chasing me for? But I thought this was kind of eye-opening, I guess, and it shouldn't have been, that this was yet another mission for Sid. I didn't see that coming per se. I was just like, oh, maybe that's, maybe they're doing something different, but nope, still Sid.
I kind of took for granted this was a Sid mission ever since they had, since they show that lizard in that container. I'm like, yeah, I bet they had to procure that for Sid.
Okay.
And they did.
I'm too naive on this stuff. I think Wrecker and Omega, they take off after the mission, and you're like, what are they doing? But we find out later that it's called Mantel Mix, and Sid gives them the others their pay, or the lack thereof of any kind of pay. It was just those little, I don't know what you call those, but credits, I guess. And
yeah, not Republic credits.
No,
must be Imperial credits.
No good anymore. And it's kind of funny because Wrecker and Omega keep getting this Mantel Mix, and then they're putting it on Sid's tab. I was laughing so hard because Sid is just like, oh, this is why your pay is short, adding up all the other stuff that they're doing on her tab. It's pretty good.
So they're eating away their profits.
Does she own, is that a cantina of sorts that she owns as well?
I think that is. That's what I kind of took for granted. So I don't know. You'd think, they would get cut back on that stuff, but nope.
But in there, we see there's an individual that's kind of having a little friction with some of the patrons. Did you know instantly that it was going to be Rex?
No, not at all. In fact, being a Rex was a huge surprise to me. Looking at it, I like, oh, maybe this is a long lost Jedi or something. That's what that was my first impression.
Yes,
and
me too.
Then lo and behold, it's Rex. And then, I think that was even larger surprise, and what a wonderful way to have Rex. So I know it's wasn't impossible for the voice actor to do that. Well, maybe. See, I don't know how that guy gets his voices straight, because it's like the same voice for all the clones, but they have a slightly different tone.
Yes. Oh, better him than me. I don't know if I could pull that off consistently.
Or that could be easy. I don't know.
I'd be
I'm not a voice actor, so.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll talk to Wayne. Next week I'm Wrecker and I'm messing up, sounding more like Hunter or something like that. That'd be awful.
Well, at Wrecker they put a very thick British accent for him.
Yeah.
Which is probably how for some of them they can tell the difference in the voices between them.
Okay.
But I'm not so sure if that's a cop out either.
Oh, true. Yeah, good point.
But I don't know.
Sid's not happy to see Rex at all, even though the rest of the crew is happy to see Rex. And Rex tells us that he is the one that was talking to the Martez sisters. So the dark horse in that hologram ends up being Rex.
And what a cool transition. So at the end of the last episode, you kind of get like a connection to the next episode. So we go from, and they do it again in this episode as well.
I do like that. They're really good at this. Wrecker gives Rex a big hug, and then Omega and Rex come face to face. Did you get the sense that he was a little, not leery, but perplexed at Omega?
Yeah, I think I think his curiosity is, it's a female.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, and again, you know what? There's more to Omega that meets the eye that, we'll probably find out a little later in some future episodes.
And we know for sure she doesn't have any type of chipping done to her, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. There's no Order 66
looming in this little girl's mind.
At least not that we know of.
Now, I thought it was a little over the top, but it portrayed the situation well when Rex starts going for his blaster. And I was like, you guys don't have your inhibitor chips out? He was going straight for that blaster. I was like, whoa, we're all friends here and stuff. But he was very leery of them having those inhibitor chips in still.
Well, if you remember that episode in the Clone Wars when, all of them, I think he had to kill some of his buddies because of that. So.
And did you notice on his helmet he had all those scratches where it was like, 5.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of bleak and dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And, with Rex, we just assume he's helping out with the rebellion right now.
Yep.
And so again, he's fighting the Empire. And later on, he says, "Yeah, I'm fighting for the Republic," which, in essence, that's what the rebellion is, the remnants of the Republic.
Yes. Oh, so sad. Rex is going to go try to research and figure out how they can get them chips out, or where, more importantly, they can get those chips out. And we figure out that it is Bracca. It's a planet that has a whole bunch of like starships that have been destroyed and stuff. It's almost like a junkyard.
It's like a junkyard, almost reminiscent of brain fart. Jakku.
No,
there we go. Kind of like Jakku wasn't made to be a junkyard. They just happened to have a battle and with some major ramifications with loss of Imperial ships and Republic ships. So Bracca we first see in Jedi Fallen Order. So that, I don't know if anyone's played that video game. And then it was also mentioned, and there was a Rise of Skywalker novel that came out right before the movie, and it mentions it. So it's fairly new. It's still fairly new.
Nice.
So those of you who are fans of the video game, enjoy the video game, then this was a really cool Easter egg for you.
I gotta start playing the video game.
Yeah, I started it, and again, like most of my video games, I'll start it, but I never finish.
Yeah, me too. I never even started them. I've got too many to list that I haven't even touched. Sad. What he was looking for is a Jedi cruiser that is going to have the equipment that's needed to perform this surgical procedure. So Rex is surprised that Omega knew about the inhibitor chips because he was asking them about something, to do with this, and they were like, yeah, she knew about them. And that was pretty impressive to Rex. So I don't know where his head is at, but he does seem to have some thoughts on Omega. All right, something lurks in the water as the team has to get across this huge opening. And then Wrecker, of course, because it's due to heights, he has a mishap, and he is dangling across and until they're able to get this, or this monster comes up and grabs him and just freaks him out. And me too, because I cannot stand like weird jump scare stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan.
This monster, this creature was a remnant of something from Lovecraft. So it's really cool. And it almost seemed like it was some type of sarlacc or something. It had, good point. It was a creature that, similar to what we've seen before, but I think it was new. And I'll tell you what, I thought for sure we were going to see the creature, one of the creatures that we would see in the trash compactor of the Death Star.
What's that?
Remember in the first Star Wars film, Luke and they're in the trash compactor, and Luke gets sucked under, and I thought it was one of those creatures. And so I can't think. I can't think
of their name.
Weird name.
That's cool,
but
though. That's a cool shot.
I know a lot of people are screaming at the screen right now.
They're like, "I never say it."
Yeah,
that's okay.
But yeah, I think the last time I encountered one of these things was in a video game. So,
I tell you, I almost feel like I'm lost because I haven't played all the newer video games. So I'm gonna have to get on it.
Like I'm an avid Lego gamer. I love the Lego video games, and there's a Rise of not a Rise of Skywalker. It's like a Skywalker major Lego game that they're coming out with. So it's been delayed, and I think it's going to come out during Christmas time.
Ooh, something to look forward to.
Yeah, it was supposed to have been out already, but because of the pandemic, it got delayed and delayed and delayed. So,
yes, a lot.
I'm looking for. Yeah.
I love how Tech doesn't like the cleanliness of this facility, and then Rex is like, "Well, do you prefer to use the facility on Camino?" Oh, I was like, "Oh man, too soon." Omega has apprehensions about all of this, because she feels like something's gonna go wrong, and then she's gonna be alone again, and all that stuff. And I was like, man, they are really tugging at the old heartstrings week in and week out, I tell you. And Wrecker starts having issues, and then he turns. The inhibitor chip finally gets him. I was a little surprised that it wasn't a bigger ordeal. I know this was a big ordeal, but I'm surprised it didn't linger on into the next episode, sort of. I thought they would kind of drag that out a little more.
Well, this is something that's been lingering for quite some time now. So it's kind of unusual that, not unusual, but now we finally kind of get the end of that little, like the past few episodes, he's been holding his head and we know something's wrong. Right. But now we kind of have that, this is the episode where we get that closure where now they can, move on to other things. And well, they're kind of hoping that, they can save their comrade by using the same method. So this is again just kind of foreshadow. It's still foreshadowing. I don't think we're quite done with this yet. We're done. We're done when it comes to Wrecker. When it comes to Wrecker, but I think this is kind of gives them a little hope that their lost comrade can
Crosshair.
They can Crosshair. I was going to call him Bullseye. because that's what he reminds me of. So, yeah,
You always have to have a clean shaven head if you're going to be a marksman.
that's right.
But Omega is able to save Hunter for once instead of the other way around. But she's got to run from Wrecker because she don't really want to have to shoot him. So that was kind of another heartstring tug moment because you're like, oh, that's her friend, and he's chasing her all over the place. But thankfully, he finally gets zapped.
Yep, he gets stunned.
And then his surgery is complete, but he's still out cold, and Omega is not going to leave his side until he comes to. And when they showed that scene, I was like, man, that's like some of the stubborn little kids, that. I have nephews and nieces that are stubborn like that.
I have a daughter that's exactly the same way. So.
We're going to wait till he comes to.
Yeah.
So he comes to, and he's all A-OK, and everybody else has to get their chips out. He apologizes to Omega, and she gives him some of their favorite tradition food, the Mantel mix. So I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be, kind of food-wise, but
I don't know.
Yummy.
It looks like a sweet treat, and it kind of reminds me of what's that? It's like that Chex Mix that you have the powdered sugar on.
Oh, like puppy chow
like puppy chow. Yeah, that's what it's like. It's in like a sphere form or a ball form. I said ball. So.
I love it. It sounds funny. Some of those goodies, they're just drawn, but I'm like, man, what is that? Let me have some. Put some through the TV.
It must be good.
I want one. Hunter and Rex talk about the Republic, but Hunter doesn't want to join up yet. And then what I thought was key here, though, in this whole exchange is when Hunter tells Rex, if you're ever in a bind, you know how to reach us. How soon is that going to come to fruition, Alex?
Yeah, I think we'll see it before the end of the season. That's for sure.
They're like, the writers are like, yeah, you'll be back here. I hope that guy gets paid for every voice he does. I hope he makes a good amount of money.
I don't know. I have a feeling they just give him a salary. So
yeah,
you just get a salary. Well, if we want you to do 100 different voices, that's what you're going to do.
Yo, I love it. Just then, Scrappers see the team, and they're like, well, let's notify the Empire. I was like, you little dirt balls. But I don't know how you think you could be there without them finally noticing you,
And I don't know if this is a coincidence or not, but if you look at those Scrappers, the masks, they have a little bit of a Revan type look to it. So I don't know if that has to do with anything in the future, and again, if you're not familiar with that, that's another Star Wars video game character from Knights of the Old Republic, and I absolutely love that video game. And now, and the character, I guess, is no longer in the Legends category, but it's now he is now considered canon. So, which is a good thing because it is a very popular character. So, and there's a novel out right now that people can get back or look up Wikipedia. That's the best one.
That is the Star Wars Book of Knowledge.
Yes.
Yep, that is true. Well, are you ready to dole out some ratings this time?
All right.
Would you like me to go first, or did you want to go first?
I think you went first last time.
Okay.
But if you want to go first again, I'm fine with that.
Okay. I don't mind going first. I enjoyed the episode, but it was one of those episodes where you kind of get a little stalled out a little bit, where it was fun to see Rex, don't get me wrong. I like Wrecker and Omega's relationship as little buddies, and testing that boundary when he finally has the chip go off. I just thought they could have went a little bigger on the Order 66 malfunction, and maybe give us a little more, I don't know, a little more range besides just being at in the ship and then in that procedure ship and at SIDS. I kind of would have liked to move about just a little bit more, but I still thought it was a really good episode. So I'm going to still give it a proficient, as Alex would say, 8 out of 10.
I'm kind of in the same boat, but since we had Rex, I'm going to amp it up to a 9.
Okay.
And I thought it was good. And again, at first I'm thinking this is how they finished that storyline up with Wrecker. But again, this is just more foreshadowing, as like I said, they want to save their comrade, and this is how they're going to do it. So, we should see that before too long. And then again, we had another nice transition from this episode that's going to carry us over to the next episode. And I really love how they did that. And again, this episode was kind of light on the Easter eggs, other than having like I said, an alienish type feel to it, because they're aboard that ship and it's looking like the Nostromo for some reason. And so, yeah. And then we have like the face hugger type thing at the beginning. So again, we're crossing streams, but that's okay.
Yes,
we're all sci-fi fans here.
Yeah, see, you can't truly enjoy one without the other when you talk about iconic sci-fi movies and franchises. Oh man, as always, Alex, a ton of fun. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, again, Friday can't come soon enough. I'm
love them.
Starting to really love this. And I don't know if anyone's been watching Loki. I watched the first episode. I ended up watching that episode twice because I fell asleep during the first viewing, but that's no fault of the episode. That was just me being super tired. So
yes.
And I checked that out, and I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed Loki. So
well, certainly
there's a lot of cool things on Disney Plus right now.
Yeah, they're winning big. They're going to start doing laps around Netflix and all the rest. just wait.
Yeah, I think we're kind of, with the streaming services, I think there's too many streaming services.
Yes.
And I think we're going to start seeing some downfalls on some of them. And I know I'm right now I'm looking at Netflix, because Netflix, they have all of these original properties that a lot of people might be geeked about at first, but then all of a sudden Netflix cancels them for little to no reason. And I'm like, yeah. If I got rid of one of my streaming services after almost 30-year relationship with Netflix, that would be my first one to go.
That was the first one I got rid of. And HBO Max is going to be my next one I get rid of.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the DC stuff, that would definitely be mine. But I get it free anyway through my phone service. So
nice.
I'm blessed that way. And then through my cable service, we get Peacock. So I get my WWE content through that. But it's still not the same as the WWE network. Was still by far superior to the WWE content of Peacock, but that's my opinion.
All right. Well, we thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any feedback for the Bad Batch, well, the race is on, unfortunately, but you can send it in right after you watch it. We usually try to record early Saturday, about 11 or 12 noon Eastern time every Saturday. So if you can get it in before then, we'll put it on the show. But for Alex, I'm Hank. Until the next time, we're signing off.
See ya.
TPE Network. Fun, yet informative podcasts.